Flaming Lips and SpongeBob goes back a ways. The band recorded a song for that first SpongeBob movie, and Steven Hillenburg, the creator of SpongeBob, was actually a Lips fan. So I believe the story goes that he specifically wanted the Flaming Lips to record a song for that first movie in 2004. And I do remember I was working in Scott's home office, HQ, and I believe Tina Landau flew all the way out to Oklahoma City with a DVD of it and made us all leave the house except Scott and Wayne. Showed them, they had to sign like NDAs and all this stuff, so it was very serious. So the Lips and SpongeBob's history goes back, right? So that song, I think a lot of fans do like. Fast forward to 2013, I hear that there is a SpongeBob musical in the works and they want the Lips to record a song. And we recorded that demo on July 7th, 2013. And you should take note of that year because it didn't even really come out till like 2017, 2018. So these things take a long time to happen. So we were in the middle of the Terror Tour when we were doing this. Jake was in town, Michael was in town. They didn't live here at the time. And just a few days before we recorded this demo, we made promo films for Turning Violent and I think Gates of Steel. And I believe we were just rehearsing for upcoming terror shows that we were about to start. So everyone was in town. We were all called to Pink Floor that day to try to work on this song. Steven came in with the chord progression and the arrangement, and then we all learned it. We put our fingerprints on it and did little things. And when you hear that demo version, Steven is the first guitar you hear, and then I'm the second guitar you hear that's playing kind of a more higher register, little lead lines here and there. Cliff on drums. Jake was on a synth that made these cool bell sounds. Daniel Huffman's playing a synth that did glissando down to an octave below. It had a cool sound. And I believe Michael was engineering. So we went through it a few times and then we recorded basically that version you hear on the demo. And then Wayne did something kind of funny. He had literally everyone go out into the booth and try to sing a melody. And I went nearly last because I was trying to come up with something ahead of time that I could come in and feel like I knew what was going to happen. And I tried this vocal melody. So it's that part. It was like just variations of that. And Wayne's actually a great producer in that he said singing that is the first line, but the next line, it just needs to go down. So it becomes, I wanted to be with you. So he was kind of helping me along, like maybe that line needs to be a little different or whatever. So at the end of this experiment, we listened to everyone's take at the melody, and Wayne and Steven decided, I think Derek's best. And I was, of course, happy to hear that. It's exciting. So Wayne wrote up some lyrics, and I just went out there and started singing them and started incorporating them into the melody that I had. After listening to the song a few times, I think we realized that it needed a second section. So the bridge. Oh, it's not so serious. We went out there and recorded just that part and then punched it into Pro Tools. And I went out there and came up with the vocal melody for that. I believe first take, the gods were on my side that day, that's for sure. And then I probably recorded 3 or 4 more vocal harmonies just to give the SpongeBob people more to work with. The decision to release the demo on streaming, I think Wayne just liked the demo, and I think he wanted to help the SpongeBob musical in however we could. So if we created a little bit more hype by saying, well, here's the original demo, it just sort of helped. I think one of the other groups may have done the same thing. Maybe They Might Be Giants. One funny thing about the We Only Have Tomorrow demo, in 2013, Wayne was handing me some pretty crazy lyrics. I was singing it, and when it came time to release the demo, there were just a couple lines that I don't think we felt comfortable sending out representing the SpongeBob, so we overdubbed a little bit of vocals. So if you listen to that We Only Have Tomorrow demo, you'll hear 2013 Derek, and then you'll hear a 5 years wiser Derek from 2018, but I'm not going to say which are which. We did play the song live once at the Caverns in Tennessee. That was a New Year's Eve show, and Wayne sang it We didn't really discuss that. I think Wayne just assumed he would sing it. If he wanted me to, I'd be fine to do that too. So I didn't have direct communication with anyone at the SpongeBob team. It was all going through Wayne or Scott. I actually did see the musical. We had a day off in New York in September of 2018. I think we were playing a Pitchfork fest of some sort on an island. But I had a night off in New York, and I thought, when else am I going to see something I wrote performed on Broadway? So yeah, I went. I even got to see it in Oklahoma City with my daughters and my parents, and my kids are into theater, and some of these groups are still performing it, and I just think it's incredible. When I found out we'd been nominated for the Tony, I thought surely we're not nominated, someone else is getting the credit for the music, but to realize that I could technically say I'm a Tony-nominated songwriter was pretty funny. We were invited to attend, of course. It actually worked out just barely because we were on tour. I believe we played Aspen on Friday, flew to New York on Saturday, Tony's on Sunday, and I believe it was like a tour that had kind of taken a lot out of us. We played a lot of shows, so we were already exhausted, but it was me, Wayne, and Steven, and I met up with my wife who flew in, and she had our little baby boy at the time, and we got to go attend the Tonys and get dressed up and do the whole thing and do the red carpet and the interviews and stuff, and it was so cool.
I had no idea what to expect, and when the news came in, my mind was blown. I don't know.
Talk about sensory overload. You know, you're walking the red carpet and there's like Laurie Metcalf. I think she's just incredible. And like Robert De Niro. And we were like 2 rows behind Andrew Lloyd Webber. And I was sitting next to a guy that co-wrote the Cyndi Lauper song. He was actually in the band The Hooters. And we saw Springsteen perform My Hometown solo piano. Like, it's awesome. I'll probably never get to do that again. And sometimes when I'm doing cool stuff with the band, I know as long as the band continues, I'll be able to get to do something like this again. And sometimes with stuff like the Tonys, you don't know if you're ever going to get that chance again. So I tried to soak it in. It was fun.